I'm Elizabeth Marshall-Black, and today on The Point, we're talking with Commissioner Cagle. As you know, Harris County is huge. It's the third largest county in the United States. So with that, what are some of the big challenges you see for Harris County coming up in the next year or just in the near future?
If Harris County were a state, we would be larger than 27 other states. Now, beautiful Precinct 4 is what I believe to be the prettiest of the beautiful Harris County. And it right now is the largest of the 4 precincts. We have somewhere between 1.3 and 1.4 million people, which means that the little tiny corner of Harris County that Precinct 4 serves is in itself larger than roughly 10 states. When you have people, you have to render public service to them. And so one of our greatest needs, in my perspective, is to make sure that you have the bones and the sinew in place, the infrastructure in place to be able to support large groups of people who are moving into your region. To that extent, we've been engaged in trying to improve 290, which was one of the most congested roads in the state of Texas. And that's a project that TxDOT is engaged in, but Harris County contributed funds to allow it to be done sooner and faster. We partnered with the state of Texas to do the Grand Parkway, which is Highway 99. And then we have our expansion of our Hardy Toll Road, 249. In our partnerships that we have with the state of Texas, Harris County is actually many times taking over state roads to build them for the state so that we can have that transportation available to us now instead of having to wait through the long queue, as it were, to come into place. And that infrastructure not only just requires us to deal with transportation, but it also requires us to deal with water. We have problems in Harris County of having not enough water at times. Just a short 4 years ago, we were in a drought. Mm-hmm. And we had all kinds of restrictions, and Lake Houston was way low, and everyone was asking me as the commissioner, what are you going to do to make it rain? And now we're in a new season, and we've had 5 100-year flood events, 2 500-year events, and a 2,000-year flood event. And so we're trying to do creative and innovative things to be able to address both having not enough water in the dry seasons and too much water in the wet seasons. And so our flood bond that was passed gave us $2.5 billion, and our Drainage Reuse Initiative is a program to where we're taking old technologies in other places and are applying them for the first time here. And ways, there's passive and active ways, but basically when you have too much water, we take it, we purify it, and we store it for drinking water. And then when you don't have enough water, you can pull it out of your aquifers. We're taking new and innovative approaches to try to address these needs. People need water, they need to move around, they need to have shelter. And so we're hoping to continue, and then they need to have a place to live and to breathe and to enjoy themselves. And so we in Precinct 4 have 42 parks. Your parks and your arts are to a community what a paint and a lawn would be to a house. And so it is that place to where folks can gather and enjoy themselves. And we're involved in Shakespeare in the Shade, and your company graciously loans you to Shakespeare in the Shade as one of our board directors. Thank you very, very much to your firm and to yourself for that contribution, so that we can have fast, fun, free Shakespeare that's made available to the families and to enrich their lives in the communities.
Right. Well, and your commitment to the community goes beyond just infrastructure needs. You were talking earlier about the why, and really just how everything that you do, you want to be thinking about how that impacts your constituency. So if you want to talk a little bit about why that's important to you.
Well, many times we get caught up of, well, we have all these people, therefore we need to build a road. But that's the what you're going to do, build a road. It's important that we, not to be too much like Socrates, to ask all the questions and to ponder the reasons why, but it is important that we understand the whys we do things. Why do you build a road? You do it so that we can live better, happier lives, that you can take care of people and that you can help people. Because as we talked earlier, if you are in a neighborhood and you cannot get out of your neighborhood because the arteries are clogged, then you have to get up in order to come downtown. You have to drive an hour and a half to 2 hours to get downtown in the morning. And then in the evening, you spend another 2 hours. That's 4 hours. That's half of a workday that you've now spent not with your family,
Right.
not with enhancing your society, not with participating in your volunteer groups, your theatrical enterprises, your churches, your places of worship. You have now unplugged that rich human experience out and denied families that opportunity to bond. Why do you do it? To make us a richer, better place to be and enhance our lives.
When you think about what you've accomplished as commissioners, elected in 2011 for the first time, most recently reelected in 2018, when you think about either your accomplishments for the precinct, what comes to mind when you think about just where you've been in terms of what you've accomplished and where you want to go?
The grand would be the major bone infrastructure projects that we've been able to accomplish. The expansion of 290, the expansion of the Hardy Toll Road, the expansion of the creation out of the dust of the Grand Parkway through the north part of the precinct. We've created a number of direct connects so that you can take from one freeway onto another freeway without having to do all of that cross-traffic navigation. So the creation of those major bones would be the big picture thing, to which I'm very pleased that we've been able to accomplish with the support of Commissioners Court.
Thank you for joining us today, Cactus Jack Cagle, County Commissioner, Precinct 4.